Promoter Eddie Hearn is looking to have Jarrell Miller fight on, well, not the undercard, but as a co-feature on Danny Jacobs' next card, which will be at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn on April 28th. Danny Jacobs will be taking on a guy whose name I can't pronounce. You guys will have to pronounce it for me. But yeah, Danny Jacobs is taking on this guy. Like I say, I can't pronounce it. And they're looking to match Jarrell Miller against Johann Duhaupas. I think that's a decent matchup for Jarrell Miller, considering the fact that nobody seems particularly keen on fighting him at the moment. And it's good that they're putting Jarrell Miller on the same card as Danny Jacobs once again, because it's helping to build a buzz about Brooklyn boxing. It's on at the Barclays Center, which there's already a buzz going on with that particular venue, but to have two Brooklyn fighters fighting there, hopefully regularly, on the same card as each other, that's only going to help build the buzz. So that's a good move by Eddie Hearn if he can get this done. And as far as the opponent, Johann Duhaupas, some people are going to say it's a similar opponent to Miller's last opponent, who was Marius Wack. And I guess there is some similarities there. Johann Duhaupas is not quite as tall. And unlike Marius Wack, Johann Duhaupas has been down in fights. He's a very durable guy, but he has been down and he has been knocked out. Most notably against Alexander Povetkin, who properly knocked him out. But generally, he is tough. And he's been in with good opposition. Most of you will have seen a lot of these fights. He fought a contemporary, lost that fight. In his next fight, he beat Manuel Char, who's the current WBA regular heavyweight champion. So that was a good win. He fought Wilder. He lost to Wilder, but he put up a good effort against Wilder. He fought Robert Helenius. That's probably his best win, when he knocked out Robert Helenius. Remember, people, Dillian Whyte went the distance with Robert Helenius and he never came close to putting him down or stopping him. Whereas Johann Duhaupas knocked Helenius out clean and dropped him twice in that fight, in the 4th and the 6th, and knocked him out clean. If you ain't seen that knockout, you might want to go watch it. That's a very good KO by Johann Duhaupas. After that, he fought Povetkin. But let's be real, people, he wasn't ready for the Povetkin fight. He was in Russia to watch Povetkin versus Stavern. And then literally 24 or 48 hours before the fight, they told him it weren't going ahead and Povetkin needed a replacement opponent. And they asked Duhaupas if he would be willing to step in. Duhaupas did so. He didn't even have his boxing boots, people. He fought in trainers, or sneakers as you call them in the United States, because he didn't even have any boxing equipment with him. He clearly wasn't in any kind of condition, but he agreed to take the fight nonetheless. So I don't think we can read too much into the Povetkin loss because of the fact that, you know, we don't know what Povetkin it was. Let me just say that. We don't know what Povetkin it was, and Duhaupas certainly wasn't in condition, and it was very short notice. So we can't read too much into that. I don't think that's a fair representation of who Duhaupas is. And since the Povetkin loss, he's rebounded with 3 consecutive stoppage victories against, I think it's fair to say, pretty nondescript opposition. But he has come back with victories nonetheless. So that should help to boost his confidence maybe a little bit. And he's got 3 fights scheduled here, Johann Duhaupas. Not sure why they've scheduled his whole year out in 2018, but it is what it is. I'm assuming if the Jarrell Miller fight goes ahead, one or maybe all of these dates will get scrapped, these potential dates in Spain. So, yeah, I think it's a fairly decent opponent, Johann Duhaupas, for Jarrell Miller. He's got time to get in shape, and hopefully he'll give Miller a good scrap. I'm one of the minority of people, it seems, who actually thinks Jarrell Miller is going to be a difficult fight for any of the top heavyweights. I think he's a difficult fight for Joshua. I think he's a difficult fight for Wilder and Joseph Parker. That's just my view. Many will disagree, I'm sure. But I think a guy as big as Miller, who's shown a very good chin so far, a good work rate, he's certainly not a big one-punch man, but he applies a lot of pressure. He's 300 pounds, and he uses that weight to his advantage. Nobody's been able to bully Jarrell Miller yet. He's been doing the bullying. He bullied Marius Wack. He bullied Gerald Washington. And these are very big men. So I think Jarrell Miller is a good addition to the heavyweight division. I like his trash talk. I like his confidence. And as I say, I think he's going to cause problems for any of the top heavyweights. And this Duhaupas fight, I'm picking Jarrell Miller if the fight goes ahead. Definitely picking him to win. I think he's more athletically gifted. I know it sounds strange given the fact that he's 300 pounds and Duhaupas will be about 50 pounds lighter. But I do think that Miller's got quicker hands. I think he's got more variety than Duhaupas. And he's younger, he's fresher. He hasn't been in all the tough fights that Duhaupas been in. So I'll be picking Jarrell Miller to win the fight, maybe by stoppage actually, or maybe points. Very late stoppage or points, I would say. So let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below. And what do you think of the fight? Who do you think is going to win if it takes place? All right? It's happening. I'm out.